Hello, my friends, and welcome to Smoker Spot and another episode of our famous Cigar Talk. Today, we're recording exclusively out of my wonderful garden instead of the lounge we're usually doing our stuff. Such a nice weather. Actually, guys, it's a little bit too hot, but doing our thing. Today, we want to talk about the 3 Arnold Schwarzenegger cigar rules. If you never heard about that, guys, you were missing something. I will tell you, I will show you, and I will explain what Mr. Schwarzenegger, Mr. Olympia, ex-governor of California, and so on, meant when he was talking about cigar rules. So, stay tuned. Guys, the other day we had a conversation about role models when it's coming to cigars. Or to be more precisely, the question was, what was your first cigar and how you were coming to smoking cigars in general? And to make a long story short, my explanation was like I started in 1994. Dude, that's a way back in time. Anyhow, I'm old fart. Guys, okay, jokes aside. And then I said, actually, I had no specific reason. I was all by my own, though. I had no buddies who were smoking cigars and stuff. Actually, I was the first one in my little in my circle of friends that was starting smoking cigars. Mm, and actually, my reason was I had some guys there. I won't say that that I adored them, but it was guys like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone. So these type of guys that I was seeing in the movies constantly. And besides the movies, I saw them very often with a cigar. So I thought, hey, it might be cool to smoking a cigar too. It's a crazy reason, but that's the truth. So that's how I started smoking cigars, and since then. Uh, my first cigar was so great, and since then I'm smoking. And while we were talking about this, and I mentioned Arnold Schwarzenegger and so on, mm, I remembered an episode where Arnold Schwarzenegger was at the Jimmy Fallon show. And they were talking about cigars and so on. And he was there a couple of times. And in the process of this show, he didn't accept exactly the rules, but he said things that you do and things that you should not do. And Jimmy Fallon failed miserably in every single aspect of his rules. And so I thought it's just a funny thing to say that are the Arnold Schwarzenegger rules of cigar smoking. And at some point, maybe they're making sense. And they are very easy. Let me tell you. The first rule is don't lick. The second rule is do not cough. And the third rule is be cool. That's it. Mm, very easy and straightforward. So, let me explain, and let's start with the first rule. And the first rule is, like I said, don't lick. So, what he was talking about is that some people are licking his cigar, or licking their cigar before they're cutting it. And of course, that's not very nice. Actually, if it's your own cigar, and if it's your own cutter that you're using or your own stuff, man, you can do whatever you want with your cigar. You can put it in your ear, in your nose, you can lick it, whatever. Nobody cares what you're doing with your own stuff. But in general, and that's also when you're going to a public place like in a smoker's lounge or somewhere, and there are sometimes you will see them on the tables. There's equipment like a lighter, a cutter, or a punch cutter, whatever. So of course everybody's using this stuff. So it's not very cool when you're licking your cigar and all your jams are then on the cigar, and then you're using this cutter, and then they're transporting, of course, on the plate of the cutter, and the next guy who's using the same cutter have this shit on his cigar. So nobody likes that. So it makes sense. The first rule, don't lick, makes sense when you're in a public place or when you're using stuff that's not your own. Important. It's really important. I mean, it's not only a joke, it actually makes sense. Okay, the second rule, don't cough. It's more a fun thing. I mean, what Arnold Schwarzenegger said is, man, he said to Jimmy Fallon, well, you can come to my lounge, to my private lounge where all my buddies are also there and they're smoking there. And please do me one favor, please, please. When you start smoking a cigar, don't cough because you looking then like an amateur, and the other people think, well, what guys is Arnold bringing along the way here with us? They have no clue about cigar smoking, so of course it's a fun thing. Don't cough, but if you have to cough, you can cough, though that's no problem. Even after like smoking for 30 years or so, sometimes, man, you have to smoke. You get it somehow wrong, and then you need to cough, or you're drinking along with it, and you know what I'm talking about. So it's a fun thing. It's a fun rule. It makes no sense. But maybe in this context, what Arnold said when he's bringing people along, maybe uh, for his personal feelings, and it makes sense. Decide yourself. Uh, the third rule, maybe the most important rule, be cool. And frankly, mm, what sounds funny is actually, when you're thinking about it, it's making sense. Because if you're going to, I mean, when you're all alone, and so no matter if you're cool or not, because nobody can see or feel your coolness, but when you're in a public place, in a lounge or wherever, what the one thing we share when we're smoking cigars is we want to enjoy the cigar and we want to relax. And in order to relax, man, you need to be cool. Just sit down, take it easy, enjoy your cigar. You don't even need to talk. When other people are there and somehow conversation is rolling on, then participate, make some good conversation. But it's just as fine when you're just sitting there thinking about whatever or thinking nothing at all and smoking your cigar. And that's the moments that we all like. So on one hand, it's of course funny when he said be cool, but thinking about it makes sense. I was talking in detail about being cool, or I used other words, but I meant the same thing. Is I've made a Cigar Talk episode with a title "Cigars Are Healthy" or "Are Cigars Healthy?" You can find the link up here. Really, if you want to take a look, serious man. At some point, cigars can be healthy, not the smoking itself, but the relaxing factor when you're smoking. That can be very, can be very healthy. Really, man, you need to take a look. So that's all about it, about the three rules of the Arnold Schwarzenegger rules of cigar smoking. Just three. And that's it, man. Two of them are somehow important or valuable, like uh, don't lick. I explained it. And be cool. Don't cough, man. It's just fun. So, fun like this episode over here. But of course, and really, frankly, there are no rules. So maybe if there is one universal rule about cigar smoking, it is enjoy your cigar. And you can enjoy your cigar however you want. Nobody can tell you how you needs to do it or how you're going to do it, and telling you what is right, what is wrong. Whatever you think is right is right. Whatever you think is wrong is wrong. At least that's the most important thing. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this cool episode of Cigar Talk. And now you know about the Schwarzenegger rules. And on the next party, you can tell you guys about the Schwarzenegger rules, and maybe we all have a good laugh. Enjoy your day, have a good cigar, and I hope to see you soon.